Just imagine yourself enjoying a view of the highest peak on Earth, covered with snow outside of your airplane seat window. Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Lhotse, Makalu, Cho-Oyu, Dhaulagiri, Manaslu, Nanga Parbat, and the whole Himalayan range. Did you already start imagining it? Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but this dream might never see the light of day. Welcome to Limitless. We bring you some of the most mind-blowing videos on various topics, from science to entertainment. If it is interesting, we've got it covered. Aeronautics today is much more advanced. Aircrafts made are capable of speeding faster than the speed of sound, and even outside the Earth's atmosphere. Traveling to different places around the globe has been made possible by air travel, but however, there are some places on Earth where the airplanes do not fly. One among such is the Himalayas. The Himalayas, or the Tibetan region, is one of the places where the planes usually do not fly. There are many theories about why the planes do not fly over the Himalayas. Come, let's fly over the Himalayas to know about this very well. Nah, just kidding, don't get so excited over me. Most airplanes usually fly within the troposphere. With Mount Everest at a height of 29,029 feet, the Himalayas almost touch the stratosphere. Now, if airplane pilots decide to fly over the Himalayas, in order to have safe clearance from the mountain peaks, it will have to fly a little higher, which means it has to enter the stratosphere. Now, most of the commercial airplanes can fly at 30,000 feet or more, but the air is very thin. This could be a problem, as it may make it uneasy for the pilots to handle the aircraft sometimes and make passengers feel uneasy. Also, the low level of oxygen in the stratosphere is another problem you might face during a decompression. Now, usually the planes have oxygen, but it lasts only for 20 minutes. In such cases, the airplanes have to follow the drift down procedure. When, in any of the cases, the airplanes have to supply oxygen to the people on board, as it comes with only 20 minutes of oxygen, the cabin will soon run out of the oxygen. As a result, the airplane needs to be immediately dropped to an altitude of 10,000 feet in order to restock the oxygen, also known as the drift down procedure, and doing so in the Himalayas would be no less than a suicide. The winds in the Himalayas are so hard that the turbulence can be very harsh to the passengers. Handling the plane or fixing a problem sometimes needs the pilots to glide the plane while they try to fix the problem. But, you guessed it right, no space to do that as well. That being said, the next reason is quite obvious, as there are no flat surfaces in the Himalayas, which, in case of an emergency landing, the pilot cannot find a flat surface to land the passengers to safety. Needless to say, the chances of hitting a solid mountain could be 99.99%. The next reason is communications. The airplanes usually connect the pilots to the ground communications through the radar systems. The pilots often get directions from the control tower for a better and safe journey. The Himalayas is a very low populated area, due to which the radar systems are almost not available in the Himalayas, making it very dangerous, as the pilots might be flying blind in some regions without any ground assistance. Military operations. Both the Indian Air Force and the People's Liberation Army Air Force conduct various operations and training exercises in this area. Even if we advance into technology to fly over the Himalayas, the military bases restrict commercial airlines from flying above them. As well, the major countries surrounding the Himalayas and the Tibetan region are India and China, who do not have many flight services between them. Western China is low in population and does not require air travel. And due to the above said reasons, the most flights between India and China do not fly over the Himalayas. Although there are not many flights going to the Himalayas, however, there are 2 airports in the Tibetan region on the outskirts of a tall mountain formation. These airports have a very short runway, good for only small planes, making it quite difficult for the other sized planes to get there. One such airport is the Paro Airport in Bhutan in the Himalayas. and apparently there are only 8 pilots in the world qualified to land at this airport. These are some of the facts and scientific reasons as to why planes don't fly over the Himalayas. But what about the other reasons? Wait, what? There is more to it? Well, superstitions. We won't be getting much into details, but let us mention some of them for you. The invisible force that engulfs the airplanes, ghosts of the fallen warriors, the abominable snowman or yeti, or maybe even the Iron Fist and the protectors of Kunlun. Nah, that last one is from the comic books. Anyhow, the scientific reasons mentioned are good enough for a smart pilot to avoid flying over the Himalayas. Here are some facts related to today's topic that will chill your spine and make you research about the airport you fly to next. Tenzing-Hillary Airport, also known as Lukla Airport, Nepal. People traveling to Mount Everest usually arrive at this airport. It has a very short runway of 1,729 feet, and the terminal building has no power or electricity. And to support it with more, the runway has a solid rock wall and a mountain on one side, while a cliff on the other. It most certainly tops the list of the most dangerous airports list. Paro Airport, Bhutan. The one where only 8 pilots in the world are qualified, as we mentioned earlier, has a short runway of 6,500 feet and is surrounded by 18,000-foot tall mountains. Airplanes need to make an extremely quick descent to land safely. It is one of the most dangerous airports in the world. Kathmandu Airport can land jets, but it has a very short and only one runway and no instrumental landing system. Madeira Airport on the Portuguese island. Its landing strip is located right next to steep cliffs and oceans. The same runway further continues into the ocean, supported by 180 columns over the ocean. Narsarsuaq Airport in Greenland. Its short runway of 6,000 feet is mostly covered with ice. The weather there is always stormy and visibility for the pilots very low, and that's not all. There is an active volcano standing nearby. Toncontin Airport, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. The planes landing here need to make a 45-degree bank turn during the descent, lowering the altitude quickly in order to dodge the hills around and right underneath. Gibraltar Airport. Everything is okay with the airport except that they decided to run a streetway right through the runway, cutting it in between. It has to be closed during any plane takeoff. There have been many close enough cases of people getting run over by planes here. If you have any of such interesting facts, or if you have ever been to any of the above most dangerous airports, please do share your experience and let us know in the comments section below. Do you have any mind-boggling questions that you would like answered? If yes, tell us in the comments section below and we will try to answer the most liked questions in our next videos. Or perhaps you've learned something new or interesting from this video. Then subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified on such awesome videos regularly.